Greetings, family. I am so happy to be on making this video. This is for parents, people who want to become parents in the future. And this is just my observation through coming from a two-parent household and what I've noticed, what I've picked up on, and things that I personally want to incorporate when that time comes in my life to bear children. This is why I think it's super important to never stop to never stop parenting, okay? So I would definitely say you always want to constantly interact with your children. And I say this because children need to be stimulated constantly, and if you're not stimulating them, they will find other ways to stimulate themselves, so then they may get themselves in trouble. And so if you never stop parenting and you are always interacting with your children, they are going to love you so much, they're going to appreciate you so much. And so I first just want to recommend that you always interact with your children. I also want to say, secondly, second point is you always want to show interest, genuine interest in how they are doing and what they're doing. I've noticed that sometimes parents, especially if they have older children and they've been parenting for a really long time, they forget to ask how their children are doing. They forget to do the check-ins. And when I say check-in, I mean really check in with your children. See if they're doing good, see where you can help them. And so something that I've been doing with my siblings is checking in on them, not just calling them, but seeing them, hugging them, and letting them know that I'm here if they want to speak or talk. And then even if I don't ask them that, I just will still be like, hey, how you doing? What you up to? So definitely always show genuine interest in what your children are doing, because they want to share. Sometimes they just may not feel like there's the space to share. So make sure that you are so vocal about wanting to know what they're feeling, how they're feeling, what's going on in school, because nowadays the kids are going through a lot, and sometimes parents can invalidate how they feel. And so I would highly recommend that you just do the check-ins, and just like a reminder, as like a gentle reminder. So this is a gentle reminder to check in with your children. Next, I would highly suggest that if you have multiple kids, and even if you only have one child, to do bonding dates with your children. So if you have multiple children, it is highly important that you take them individually out by themselves with just you, your partner, and the child. So that way they feel like they're being seen. What they're doing is just not going by. And I think this is me coming from a big family, that I've noticed that when you have multiple children, you kind of focus in on the firstborn, the first boy or girl, and then the youngest, and then anyone in between kind of gets left out. And so don't be that parent. Make sure that you are individually checking in, having the dates, being intentional with your children, because they would appreciate it so much. I promise you they would, as someone who comes from a big family and would have benefited from having just like solo parent dates. I do it with my mom, and I try to do it with my dad a little bit. But yeah, just going out. But I'm saying this, I'm an adult now, but doing it when they're still young. So honestly, up until they turn about 18, I would suggest that you still do it. And even when they become adults, I still would recommend that you two both be intentional, because now it's not just up to you as a parent, it's also up to the child to be intentional about, having and spending time with their parent. Okay. Next, this is a really big one. You want to treat your children with respect, knowing that they are also human and they have feelings as well. A lot of times, especially when the child is in that between phase of becoming an adult and or like gaining more independency and then still living in their parents' house, there can be some blurred lines to where the parent can possibly forget that their child is still a human and that they have feelings, and that just because, you know, you as a parent haven't gone through that specific thing does not invalidate what that child is currently going through. And so just be mindful of what it is that you are telling your child, especially as they grow older and wiser, because that's gonna stick with them, okay? And remember that words live forever, okay? So be mindful, be intentional about the words that you speak to your children, because it is so important. You don't want your child to grow up hating you or hate the way you parented because you misused your authority, okay? Also, lead by example. If the child sees that the parent, the mother, the father, they live a certain type of way, they're going to live that exact way, or the complete opposite depending on how much they hate you. So lead by example in a good way, okay? Always lead, give people respect. Now obviously if somebody's been a butt face, then you do what you do, but overall treat people how you want to be treated. And also too, if you are out and about and a younger person, a child, young adult makes a mistake, do not, under any circumstances, unless they are just crazy, grow an attitude or be rude to them. Because honestly, think about if they were your child. Would you want your child to have to go through what it is that you're putting this person through, this child or young adult through? So just be mindful, lead by example, show them that they can get by in life by being a good person, and that, you know, I mean, just teach them the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. And once, if this is not for the child, once you feel like you've treated someone how you want to be treated and they are still not getting it, you can do what you want to do. You know, I'm not promoting any violence or anything, but do what you need to do, okay? So yeah, that's all that I wanted to share with you all today. I just think it's important, especially if you are a parent, to not stop parenting, okay? I know we live in an age now where cell phones and digital things are really, really popular, but do not let social media raise your child. And I think that's why we are having so many crazy delinquents running around here, because parents just stopped parenting. So, parent. Be a parent, not their friend, but a parent, okay? And I promise you, when you are an amazing parent, when you are an active parent, your child is not going to want to do anything but love you, respect you, do the things that you ask of them, because they know, I don't know, I feel like they'll sense how much you would appreciate that, because you raised them to be good, decent, let's hope better than decent humans, you know? So just my thoughts. Just be intentional. Always interact with your children. Show genuine interest. Have bonding times with your child. Lead by example, and they will in return love you forever. But okay, toodaloo.